Happy birthday, Leo. To viewers, subscribers, thank you so much for coming to my channel. And thank you also for understanding that I had to take a time out. I had a lot of energy, negative energy I feel around me that I had to deal with. So if any of you are aware of what it's like to get your energy cleansed, it's kind of like having surgery and you have to take a couple days off and rest and stuff. So I'm feeling much better, and I want to say happy birthday, Leo. Thank you to all my viewers, subscribers. I love you guys so much. Also, I'm going to introduce a couple new decks in my readings from here on out. The first one is the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. These are really beautiful. I really love them. She talks about animals, and a lot of them that are going extinct, and I just really am connected to animals, and it's so sad that some of them won't even be here for my grandchildren. It's just disheartening. So the next deck that I really love, I've wanted to get for a long time as well, and hopefully I don't have to hear any backlash about this, because I am open to many different cultures, many different variety of learning, wisdom about other cultures and lifestyles. So my next deck that I'm introducing is the Chinese fortune reading cards. And that's, you know, the money symbol right there. I have always been attracted to Asian culture. I've had a lot of dreams of Asian stuff. Asian life. So alright, let's get started. Leo. So happy birthday, and this is also for the full moon. So we have the full moon tomorrow. I am half Leo. I'm a cusper. I'm born on the day it changes from Leo to Virgo. For those of you who are not aware, I have 3 sisters, and one of them just had a birthday. She was a Cancer. And then the sister who has passed, her birthday's coming up, and she was 100% Leo. And man, oh man, is all I can tell you. We were 7 years apart. She was 7 years younger than I was, or than me. And, you know, you kind of don't realize how your sisters look up to you until you get older, really. But she really looked up to me, and I wish I would have known it when she was young, when I was out doing my thing, learning about the world. But anyway, here we go. So the first one for you, Leo, is Shark. Wow, 36. So isn't that beautiful? This is what they look like on this side, and then this side 36. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to read from the book, because I've been using this deck for probably like 3 days now, and I've been reading from the book, and I just love them. It's amazing why I'm drawn to what I'm drawn to, but it is what it is. Excuse me. So again, this is Divine Animal Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. So here's what it says about shark. They have different cultures in this book as well, and this one talks around the Hawaiian culture of the shark. And it talks about how the Hawaiian culture has it that the shark could be one of their ancestors who's passed on, so they don't fear the shark like a lot of people do. They look at it as it could be a god. So you are perfectly formed to be who you were born to be. This is great power in keeping your focus. Procrastination is just another kind of fear, so keep moving forward. You are protected in a difficult task. So the people of Polynesia had a very different relationship to sharks than other cultures. So yeah, I thought this was Hawaii. Maybe it is Polynesia. I apologize for misstating. I don't like it when I do that. So the people of Polynesia had a very different relationship to sharks than most of their cultures. Rather than being the object of horror or fear, sharks were honored for their power and purpose and were as gods. Oh, I don't even know how to say it. I was going to look it up and I forgot to, so I don't even want to say it because I'm embarrassed if I don't say it right. That's very offensive, I feel. So who could be protective? It talks about the shark god. It looks like Kili Cow. I didn't look up that either, so I shouldn't even say that. I'm so sorry for doing that. So then it talks about the cousin of the great fire goddess Pele. I do know how to say that. He was a powerful god, but quite a lonely one. He used to swim close to the shore and became friendly with the human people there. I don't even know how to say that. So the people would swim and fish and watch the sunset with its many colors, and it was during one such time that he saw a human woman, sorry I had to turn the page, who he felt was very beautiful. Hopefully you guys can see this. He got her attention and her trust, and they both fell in love, and she fell pregnant. When her time came, she birthed a magic green shark. The son joined those two in the sea and would help his mother and her people whenever they went fishing or as protection when they traveled. In Hawaiian culture, animals can be a family's, and there's that word again, a kind, protective spiritual guardian. This is a form of reincarnation of a family member after death, as they could transform into an animal. Some families had sharks as their loved ones who passed on, and they would never fear sharks, knowing that their ancestor was still alive but in shark form. So it just talks about the sharks are highly specialized fish that have evolved to be apex predator in their habitats. Shark teeth are embedded in the flesh around the jaw, not with the jaw itself. The teeth are constantly regrown. Their sense of smell is incredible, and they can sniff out, of course, 1 part of blood in a million parts seawater. Their sense of hearing is also acute, being able to detect sounds emanating from many kilometers away. So it also talks about they have lateral lines down the sides of their bodies, which are tuned to tiny vibrations and movements in the water that help them recognize prey that might be struggling. So they have a special Lorenzini that picks up electrical signals and makes the most electricity sensitivity of all animals. So I could go on and on, but I love this. So every card has a story of how a culture views that animal and how it could be becoming extinct. Some of them are. So the shark. So obviously the shark is saying some of you feel like you have to be defensive. You're being more aware of your senses, your hearing possibly, your smell. You're feeling either like you have to protect somebody or you're going to help somebody. Or it could be both of those, is what I feel. So the next one for you is goat. Reliability. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. So I'm going to pull this one out. This is number 19. So I like the numbers too. I'm really big on numbers, but I love more than the numbers on these cards. So this says, is your word reliable? Can you be counted upon? Make your way successfully, step by step, steady as she goes. Nourish yourself. We should climb mountains, not carry mountains. So this talks about climbing mountains. Don't carry mountains. Don't carry things on your back. And it talks about the goats who pulled the god Thor's chariot and the stories of the poetic Edda compiled in the 13th century from earlier traditional sources. Prose Edda written by Snorri Sturluson in the 13th century. So it's a story of the goats and the thunder god. Thor and Loki were once traveling together for the purpose of troll hunting. They were traveling upon the chariot pulled by Thor's 2 ferocious goats. They drew to a close, and the 2 gods sought shelter at a farmhouse. The peasant family who lived there was shocked to see 2 gods, but obviously welcomed them to their humble abode. Thor's goats were magical and were able to be killed for food. I'm turning the page, sorry about that. Thor's hammer, and then at dawn the next day would return to living by the blessing of the same hammer. So this talks about they always had reliable food source with them. He told the pheasants that they could share the meal of the magical goats, but they were not to split the bones in any way, and the bones were needed to be unharmed so the goat could successfully regenerate at first light. So the humans agreed to this and enjoyed the meal. So the next morning when he put the bones together, he realized that one of the humans had lied. The son had broke one of the leg bones and tried to suck the marrow out, is what it says. So that made the goat lame. You see kind of a sore right there, but how it's protecting the house. So, frightened by the god's anger, the child admitted his guilt and offered himself and his sister to the god as his servants. So Thor quieted his anger and agreed, and this is how one of Thor's goats became lame but still remained powerful and steady. While we cannot be sure what kind of goats pulled Thor's chariot, many of the symbols and descriptions are reminiscent of either the endemic mountain goat or the hardy domesticated mountain goat. The mountain goats in the traditional Norse lands are magnificent creatures, well-furred, sure-footed, and mightily horned. Goats have been providers for building materials and other drinking horns, all sorts of things. But they were one of the first animals to be domesticated by man. As such, we were well loved by humans. They were well loved by humans and domestic animals, and now there are over 200 species of goats. So this talks about reliability. This talks about that they relied on nobody to break the bones like he asked them to. So this is maybe somebody let you down in your life is what that could relate. So I'll pull one more of these and then we'll move on. Sorry if I'm taking too long. Hopefully a lot of you find this as interesting as I do. So this one was purpose. So you have purpose and you have reliability right there in those two cards. So the next one that comes out for you, beautiful, is moderation rhinoceros. Look at how beautiful that is, number 12. So I remember this one a little bit about the rhinoceros when I read it, how it can go through fire and protect the god that rides him. He is very, his horn grew. See how his horn grew in this card? So this talks about seek moderation in all things, find the middle path. Not everything is an extreme choice of black versus white. Being passionate about something is positive, but to be obsessed may not be. Leave behind what you no longer need. The Hindu Vedic god of fire, I hate to pronounce stuff I didn't look up, I apologize, rides a rhinoceros with a horn so large it clears the path for all. It is said that he is the source of all passion and fire in the world, and that this fire can either burn for good or be out of control. So it talks about, he gives the fire that a married couple walk around to signify the home. He gives the fire that cooks food for nourishment. He can also give the kind of fire that causes a rise in jealousies and rage and destroys relationships until they are ash. The kind of fire that can burn the countryside or your own home down. So there are 5 species of rhinos left in the world, and all are in danger of becoming extinct. This is mainly because of the trade in rhino horns and so-called medicinal purposes and habitat loss. So Asia, specifically Vietnam, is the largest market for the rhino horn. Although the killing of the rhinos and the horn is illegal, poaching has become so prevalent that rhino numbers have sunk. The last male white rhino died in Kenya in 2018. In the wild, adult rhinos have no natural predators other than man. Isn't that sad? That is so sad. So this talks about moderation. So this talks about you have your purpose, you have your reliability, and you have your moderation. So don't get so much on one focus, Leo, or one thing that it kind of takes you away from other things. But look at the light around you right now. And look at your strength and your power, and your instincts are really, really aware right now. So if you're worried you're going to miss something, I don't see that happening. You are very protected. The rhinoceros riding through fire. I mean, wow. The goat that protects your house, that stands over you, and the shark that there's no reason to fear. So I'm moving to the Mystical Cats Tarot deck, and you have 8 of Sky. So 8 of Sky talks about somebody feeling stuck. Somebody feels like they're trapped in some way. They feel like they can't get out of a situation, and they feel like it's going to get worse for them. So I don't know. I don't feel like this is you, because if this is you, you have these 3 cards behind you that support. There's no need to feel that way. Otherwise, this is going to be somebody around you feeling this way that is very close to you. So 2 of C. So 2 of C is true love to me. So this is a love situation, these 2 cards right here. So somebody feels stuck, Leo, in a love situation. I don't know if it's you or your partner, but somebody feels very, very stuck, trapped, and they just think about every day how trapped they feel, and they seem like it's getting worse for them. So let's see, the next card is the Wheel. So the wheel talks about a change. There's going to be a change in a love situation, that things have been stuck long enough, and it's going to change for one or both these people. So this tells me that somebody could be you, Leo. You're not going to wait around for somebody anymore. Somebody has kind of, you waited for them, and they're saying they're stuck, but they also kind of made you feel stuck. So you're ready to change that, is what I feel. Oh no, the camera might be dying, the battery. So Ten of Fire. So Ten of Fire is an ending to drama. You're going to put an end to a situation that was dramatic. Yeah, and death and ending. So you have 2 tens. So there's an ending to this feeling stuck for you or your person or both. You're going to get out of that. Ace of Fire. So Ace of Fire to me is feeling powerful, like rising up and saying, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. So this is, like I said, almost surrendering to something, but yeah, that's kind of what it is. Just saying, okay, I'm going to surrender. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. And look, you have the Lovers Gemini placement. I sure hope the battery doesn't go on this. So the next one is Nine of Fire. So Nine of Fire is addiction to me. This is some sort of addiction. The universe is supporting this person, trying to get them to stay on their path and stay away from that addiction. We have the moderation here, which is very, very powerful, which could have to relate to addiction. This also, because the columns are in the back, could relate to a lot of drama around an addiction. But I feel that is changing with the wheel here. Somebody is changing that. So then you have Ace of Earth. So Ace of Earth is illusion. Illusion around a home structure, a home life. Somebody creating an illusion around a friend relationship or a family relationship. And then Six of Seal, a lot of tears. So a lot of tears around the not wanting to fight anymore, not wanting to surrender. I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for you and somebody else to not be at either not talking to each other. So Six of Fire. So Six of Fire is clarifying the Lover card, and behind that was the Wheel, the change. So this tells me that somebody really needed fluffed up. We have betrayal here, we have people crying, and then we have somebody who needs other people to fluff them up, to give them their self-worth because they don't have it within themselves. The Empress, wow. So the Empress is somebody who is very self-confident. The Empress is very nurturing. She's more than likely has children. She is very loving to pet. She's very loving to the underdog, so to speak. Like, she probably could donate her time, volunteer for underdogs, you know, like animal places, homeless shelters, places like that. Alright, so now I think I'm going to move on. So I do see third party card coming out and some sort of player energy. I do see some pride and embarrassment and somebody being cold to you, but I do see, it looks like some people coming towards you that have an issue with you. Somebody that was a third party in your life may be stepping back in to argue with you. I don't know why, but that is weird. So let's go on to the next deck that I got. So now I'm going to pull the Chinese fortune reading cards next for you, Leo. Happy birthday. So look at this. The next one is abundance. How beautiful is that? So abundance obviously speaks for itself. It talks about good is coming to you. You are on the path you're supposed to be on. And you see she has her back. Vice versa to an emperor if you're a male. But whoever this is, you have your back to this drama right here. This person who felt stuck, who brought a lot of other people into your life. I feel like they created a lot of drama, bringing a lot of other people in. And the next one, forgiveness. Wow, powerful. So forgiveness talks about this person could be coming back in and they don't want to fight with you. That's what that could mean back there, that surrendering card. And of course the forgiveness card talks about you make yourself lighter when you forgive. You don't have to forget, but if you forgive, you usually kind of do not think about it as much anymore. Forgiveness, obviously, you know, you can get more abundance the more you forgive. People hang on to energies of not forgiving and vindictiveness and paying people back and disliking people for long periods of time. They just waste a lot of energy putting it out towards other things and other people. And if you put all that energy to you, you would get so much farther in life than just putting that energy out to not forgiving and not moving on, staying stuck in anger. Wow, look at this. Hope. Beautiful. So hope. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. So I'm going to read from the book real fast. So let me see what it says for hope. Hope is 32, which 32 is change. And you have 11, which is a master number, and 8. Wow, 8 and 11 and 5. So 8 is infinity to me. 11 is definitely a twin flame or a master number because it's duplicated. So 23, right, or 32? It's right here. So it says, hope is exactly what you need to embrace now. You have gained a lot of wisdom through life's recent experiences, and you are ready to embrace your next chapter. You will be more adaptable to change and more decisive than before. Expansion and personal growth is likely. 8 for career and finance. A luckier period emerging, a highly creative time could see a hobby or new skill turn into a money-making opportunity. Your enthusiastic new energy will see to it that you are ripe for change and ready to take action like never before. Relationships. You will find you need to be around new people and feel rather restless. Travel is ideal for making new friends, and if single, expect to meet someone born overseas or who lives at a distance. Exciting times for family, and positive thoughts and actions will be well rewarded. And they offer in the book a feng shui tip, which I am so feng shui, it's just crazy. So it says, place the phoenix, which is the bird, for those of you who don't know, on your key ring to bring good fortune, attracting wealth and prosperity. This mythical bird also safeguards the house and family and fights off obstacles. Isn't that so cool? I think it is. I love that. Alright, so hopefully the battery is hanging on, and I wanted to keep going. I'm not sure if I should stop here because I wanted to pull the lessons card. I would think if it shuts off, I apologize. So change. We have change up here. So definitely change coming, Leo. The next one is adversity. You went through very hard times to get to this change. This change wasn't easy. Imagination. Embrace how this change came about, how you had to go through and learn what you learned to be able to embrace this change coming. If you wouldn't have went through what you went through, you wouldn't be appreciating what's coming towards you. I hope that makes sense. So here's the Dragon Wisdom, independence. Again, they're a phoenix to me. This is what I see, the phoenix, being independent, rising from the ashes to make your life what you want. Scars, healing the scars, letting go of the scars that held you back. Forgiveness, it matches the forgiveness, to let go of it. And then wisdom, the wisdom you have learned from what you've went through matches the adversity. The hard time, you gained wisdom from the hard time. So one more card from my Fantasy Oracle, and it is running 12. Thank you so much. 12 is running, talking about you have ideas in your head, and you have so many ideas you probably are overwhelmed. Just focus on one at a time because you have many, and you're going to accomplish great things. Beautiful things are coming to you. Happy birthday, Leo.